Hi, and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris, and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video, I've got the question that I'm going to pose here. Did I get it wrong with my call on Solana? Nick and myself did exit Solana at about $180, $185 roughly, give or take a few cents. Now, at the time, I was very much like, there's problems with the network and rah rah rah, and I'm now looking at Solana and I'm thinking maybe, like, great call to sell at that point. Is it a project worth jumping back into? Have I sort of seen some improvements that I think actually, this project merits some more of my time and attention? Do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are of Solana in the comments. Really interested to get your views and opinions. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Right, let's get down to the desktop and let's have a look at everything Solana. Okay, so it's currently at 118.87, up 4.21% at the time of recording. And Nick and myself, we sold at about $185 roughly, and we got a lot of backlash. It's now ranked 8th by market cap. But ultimately, it looks like it was a good decision to sell at that point. We could get back into this project at a much cheaper, reduced price. So I'm looking at it now and I'm looking to reevaluate my initial assessment of this particular project. Now, in my defense, I would say that they've been having network issues. There's things that I don't like about the project, the competition between Solana and Cardano, and some of the tactics that are used by people that are perhaps invested in Solana to make Cardano look like it's having more difficulty than it actually is. Now, with that said, I'm not, emotionally tied to any bag. And, if I make a mistake, or I make a decision even, I always keep going back and reviewing my decisions as I make them, right? Because, we're human. Sometimes we're likely to make mistakes, and other times actually you make the right call at the right time, and getting back in, at a cheaper price sometimes is the right thing to do. So I'm back looking at Solana as a serious contender to get back in my portfolio. But I'm really interested to get your views and opinions on everything that I'm about to discuss in this video. So the first thing that I want to sort of talk about is OpenSea closing in on support for Solana NFTs. Now, I think this is massive. I think the ecosystem for Solana in the respective NFTs is really, really big. Now, couple that with OpenSea, I could see a lot of people sort of porting over and using Solana rather than ETH, just because of the savings that they're going to make on the the fee, for example. Now, obviously, Solana and ETH aren't going to be the only two protocols on there. There are others, but ultimately, I think it's interesting that this is happening now.
And guys, this video has been sponsored by Cheeky Crypto, and specifically the Cardano ADA pool. If you are looking to support the channel and our effort here to communicate out all the recent kind of news, articles, price changes and price action of your favorite altcoins, then there's no better way than delegating your ADA into our stake pool. By doing so, you'll not only support the channel, but you will also earn a juicy return and a nice passive income on your ADA holdings. It's really simple to do, guys. Just load up your 𝗖𝗢𝗠 or Deadliest wallet, drop your ADA into the wallet, and then find the Cheeky Crypto pool via the ticker CHEEK. In doing so, you'll earn a nice juicy return and support the channel. There is no better time to do so, so why not delegate to Cheeky Crypto today?
Now, the question that I'm sort of posing to myself here is, is Solana going to become that Ethereum killer? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't believe it will. And what I mean by this is I don't think there's going to be one project that rules them all. But I am questioning whether it could perhaps eventually in time flip Ethereum, and this might get a few people's backs up. But you've got to ask yourselves these questions, in my humble opinion, because this market is an evolving market, right? And if you go back to the dawn of the internet age, for example, Google and I guess a few others weren't the top Amazon, but they weren't the top. You had Yahoo there, and Ask Jeeves and various others that disappeared. They were first to market, in comparison to the likes of Google and others, but ultimately they didn't test I didn't stand the test of time, I guess, is where I'm going with this. So the question that I do ask is, have I got it wrong with Solana? Is Solana going to be positioned to flip Ethereum? Just an interesting thing to discuss and think about and consider. But ultimately, I think this is really, really positive. And, this was released obviously on Tuesday in a tweet from 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘. Again, I think this is potentially has the ability to be a game changer. But again, I think this is just the start of other things that could happen for Solana in the future. If we have a look at the total value locked, it's currently at 7.58 billion. It's a 1.28% increase within the last 24 hours. And then obviously, you've got the different protocols here that are on Solana. So, I haven't been the biggest fan of Solana. Don't get me wrong. We made a lot of money on Solana. We talked about it early. We predicted, the pretty much, as close to the top as anybody else in the space. And, we got out, we made our money, and we're very much aligned to, make your money and get back out of the market. Right now, in this scenario, we've made some good profit on Solana, but there is potential to get back in and make even more, double dip. And this is something that I am potentially considering doing. Really interested to get your views on and opinions on Solana, and whether you agree. Do you think this is a project that, with all the VC backing, is actually going to sort of succeed and, rival Ethereum? So the other thing that I want to sort of discuss is, obviously we've got a lot going on around regulatory clarity, particularly in Europe at the moment. Obviously, I guess they voted against the potential banning of proof of work. Now, I think this is really positive. I think it would have been a real negative to do that for the likes of Bitcoin and Ethereum. With that said, I think there is still concerns around privacy coins, and obviously Nick and myself have been very, very clear in the respect that our portfolios are made up by with 0% privacy coins. Because of this very reason, we've seen them get banned in certain countries, and ultimately I just don't think that you're gonna have that with regulatory clarity when it comes to fruition. So Nick and myself have always been sort of out of the market when it comes to privacy coins. We'll keep you updated on all of that stuff as it occurs throughout Europe. One thing that I would say is, do jump into our Discord. Link is in the description of the video. It's fantastic to chat with like-minded individuals about the crypto that you love. It's 24 hours, right? There's people in there chatting 24 hours. We have voice chats as well as groups. It's free to join. Link is in the description. And don't forget, you can obviously join us on Patreon and become a member. Again, link is in the description if that is of interest. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, I'd really appreciate if you mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.